Hi everyone, this is Koji again from Socio-Rhythms. What momentous times we are in. It's incredible. It's really like the rapids, and we are approaching a huge waterfall, a huge opening into a new dimension. It's the end of a 20-year cycle, but that's just the most visible level. There's many more cycles, bigger cycle, larger cycles, which are all due to a renewal as we speak. Now, the most obvious cycle I have been mentioning many times is the Jupiter-Saturn cycle, which is the two largest planets of our solar system. Again, meeting, coming together to the same spot. From the sun's perspective on November the 2nd. How meaningful is that at the fourth night of the American elections? So this is the energetic shift, and then December 21st, those two big planets will line up from Earth's perspective in the exact same degree, rebooting their 20-year cycle. And actually it's a much bigger beginning, as it will be the first time in the air element when these two planets will consequently meet now for the next 200 years. There was one earlier between 1980 and 2000, then we had a retrogression of that cycle going back into Earth once more, Earth where we are coming from, which is very materialistic and difficult in many ways phase that looking back once more into all the restrictions and limitations which have been put on humanity to cap us, to cap our growth, spiritual evolution. And we are now at the breaking point where all this is changing in huge ways. Now, what we're looking at here first is the American chart, and I just want to show you a few things here in the progressions. The progressions is a major key astrologers use. It's 1 day after birth counts for 1 year in one's life. It's that fractal principle. The Earth rotating around itself is a fractal of the Earth revolving around the Sun. So what I have here is the secondary progressions, that's what it's called, for right now, today, and I can, here I have the feature to move that ahead and backwards, so we can jump here in increments. If you watch here the date, when I click here the arrow, then it jumps ahead, and this chart evolves very slowly. It's 1 degree per year of the sun's motion and about 12 to 15 degrees of the moon's motion in 1 year, as I say, which translates to 1 day. That's roughly 244 days after July the 4th, 1776. Okay, so what are we seeing here? Let's just go back once more to the exact day. So there's many things going on in this chart, and first of all, it is Uranus up here. Now that's a multi-year process, and this only will be fully aligned with the zenith of this chart in another 2.5 years to 3 years. So it is an exciting time. Uranian, very Uranian, that's the planet which rules Aquarius, so all the free energy, new technologies and new abilities, opening up many new doors, many things will change and shift. This is one of the indications. Right now, and these past 12 months, we've been in a deep dive into the difficulties which we have inherited from the past. We're just working our way through it. Sedna is a very difficult energy to start with, but also very revelatory, revealing, showing us secrets and all kinds of hidden stuff. Sedna also very much resonates with that whole lockdown we have been experiencing and still are in some ways or other, still feeling the repercussions. Palace is an energy of intelligence coming in, of understanding it all. So this is a process which has been going on for the last 2 years. We're just coming out at the other end of it. Also interesting that in this degree, as you see here in the natal chart of the American nation, is Aspolus. Aspolus is one of the newer planets I want to mention today. Aspolus right now is at the lunar north node. Aspolus deals with hidden agendas, is attracted to mysteries and riddles, so that whole Q energy getting more and more into the mainstream, that's very Aspolian if you want. And Aspolus is a rare case in that sense because it resonates with the golden means, that proportion of the perfect relations of closest and farthest from the sun. It's a resonance which implies that there's the ability in that energy to perceive underlying order and harmony. As we go deeper into the mystery and the darkness and the unknown, that is all bringing a resonance of deeper knowing, of waking up to a greater harmony, and that's what's pretty much a core quality of the American nation as such. I mean, the American chart is really powerful in many ways. There's also that void, of course, moon, which I have mentioned multiple times. The moon representing a nation's soul. It's the many people thinking in the same patterns, pooling their energies. It's a collective force. The moon very much emotional and changeable according to moods, and so that's in Aquarius too, in your Uranus sign, and the moon is here closely conjunct Pallas and Quawar. Quawar is one of the creation related energies. Quawar is also a new one, and Quawar is very prominent these days too, as I will show you in a minute. So there goes down so many venues here. The moon in progression, secondary progression, is here at 28 degrees and 30 minutes in Capricorn right now, and the moon, as we see if we move the date here, is moving slowly forward. So, for example, in early October, the moon then will approach Pluto, here progressed Pluto. So this will be a building up of momentum, of change, of shifting, and it's all in the last degree of Capricorn. Last degrees are critical, anaretic, they're also called. It's that phase change. It's if you, for example, mix oil and water and shake it, then you will see lots of bubbles and chaotic motion in that area where the two different phases meet, the two different fluids. That's kind of what happens at the sign ends degrees, eddies and unexpected twists, turns. So we are entering that 29th degree as we speak, as I now, okay, let me go back. It's okay, so yeah, let's go step by step. So we are here heading into early October. See, pretty much October 1st, the moon by progression enters the 29th degree. Very nice synchronicity again, as we feel that pressure building up towards the elections. And I mean, anybody watching what's going on, and I guess it is the most suspenseful thriller no Hollywood production, I guess, could really stand up to what's happening right now in real time. And we are the actors, the players, the characters in this whole story. So it is a wonderful and exciting place in history we are at. So you see 2859, that is October 1st. Now if we go further fast into the end of the month, we will see right a few days before the elections on October 28th, the progress moon will change into Aquarius. Now we're coming out of these 2+ years of Capricorn energy. It was a difficult time. It was a reality check, sobering up, understanding what's really going on behind the scenes. And many people have woken up to what's going on, and many more will in the short sequence between now and the elections. And whoever has not been realizing the true level of what's happening and still is falling prey to all the deceptions and lies, and that is a very interesting play of energies in itself, as it involves Neptune, lots of Neptunian energies around. There is one interesting pattern here in the American chart which shows us that there is this, I would say, Achilles heel of the American nation, that they have been hijacked, that they have been misled and deceived for many years. It is that interception in the 9th house. That means the whole sign of Virgo is here, kind of an island within the 9th house, the 10th house cusp being in Libra, and the 9th house cusp in Leo. Whenever that happens in a chart, this energy is kind of cut off from the interaction, the direct interaction. You can think of the house cusps, the house lines being the suspension points these cosmic energies have with Earth. and the main suspension points being the 4 cardinal points, the descendant, midheaven, ascendant, and midnight point. So there is this island up here in Virgo and Pisces on the other side, which makes the American nation very susceptible to being deceived, as I say, particularly so as also the black moon is here. Black moon is the shadow point. Now, there is an interesting twist to this. First, there is this square to Mars in the natal chart, which expressed in all these many conflicts and wars and people set up against each other and going out into the world and policing and all that. But there's Arrokoth here too. Arrokoth, I have spoken many times of this little body which was just a few years ago discovered in 2014 as they were searching for a new trajectory for the New Horizons space probe, which was en route to get a close-up impression of Pluto, which happened in 2015. So in 2019, actually on January 1st, that New Horizons space probe was photographing Arrokoth. Arrokoth, therefore, is the farthest away from the Sun and Earth celestial body, which we have very exact information on. They have been taking photographs and measuring everything, and to the point that the whole solar system's history has to be rewritten after all these data were processed. That was released earlier this year in February, when Arrokoth had its first exact conjunction with Jupiter. Jupiter, the biggest planet. Whenever something lines up with Jupiter, that means okay, this is now strongly highlighted, this energy, and brought into focus. And Jupiter is also the planet with the strongest, the largest rotational momentum. The rotational momentum is about change and shift. So whenever Jupiter shows up, there is momentum. There is something going on. So Arrokoth in the American nation's natal chart is in this T-square with Neptune and Mars. So with Arrokoth having been awakened just in the last few years, there is this awakening happening, this realization of what's truly been going on. That Neptune opposition is interesting. Now, as we speak, by transit, and let me just go there quickly, I picked just one of the most recent charts I have here. You see there is Neptune in Pisces right now, approaching that degree 21 something where the nation's Arrokoth is. See, it's just a mere 2 degrees away. So that awakening process is still building up. There's still many more people joining, coming on board. And to make the whole thing complete, there is this sextile from transiting present day position of Arrokoth in the sky, 17 degrees right now and something in Capricorn. And Arrokoth has been already sextiling this 60-degree angle. 60 degree is a friendly relationship. It's a helpful energy. It's really signs which are 60 degrees apart from each other are very social. They help each other to see different angles of things. So this is just a nice additional help. Now, as you see, Jupiter is again exactly on Arrow-cut. I have been talking about that also in my Facebook posts. Those of you who enjoy all my YouTube videos here, I would like to guide you to go to my Facebook group, Celestial Rhythms. The link is underneath this video, and all of my videos I usually place that link. Because I'm not doing that many videos, and most often I only share important updates on my Facebook page. So I would like to invite you all to join that group. So okay, let's just swing back quickly. I have a few more small additions. I was mentioning the moon entering Aquarius by progressions just shy of the elections, 5 days prior. So it is really this new energy which is almost palpable already for many of us. I mean, for everyone who really truly understands the complexity of what's going on right now and all the many layers. But this will ripple out even more, and as I said, Jupiter-Saturn are conjuncting, as seen from the Sun's perspective, on November the 2nd at 1 degree 50 Aquarius, it is to be exact. Saturn already entered Aquarius, as seen from the Sun, on September the 3rd. Jupiter is following on October the 12th, and their conjunction, as I say, is November the 2nd. That's all as seen from the Sun, heliocentric, which is the energetic picture. You can think of the Sun's energy being charged with that code, and each photon which travels within 8 minutes from the Sun here and keeps us alive and sustains us on a most immediate base. If the Sun would be disappearing within hours, there would be everything dead on this planet. So we are constantly on life support from our star, and that energy is constantly shifting the encoding and these photons depending on the energetic structures, on the geometric alignments of the planets. So I will keep it at that. I just wanted to give you a quick update on the American chart, which is so powerful. Maybe a few more little tidbits here. There's Nessus. Okay, yeah, we have to talk about Nessus for a moment. Nessus is pathological energy. It is the energy we see right now in all the riots, also the deception, trying to trick the American nation to go back to sleep, to bring up all that chaos, and so Nessus is all that. It's a pathological, deceptive, and truly sick energy which we are dealing with right now, coming right into the front of our eyes. So this is already very much in focus, has been for a while, and we can expect that this won't change so fast. It is that dying beast which has its last a lashing out and trying to inflict chaos on everyone. So we have just to accept that and transmute it. Transmuting these energies, that's what Orcus is here. Orcus is alchemy. And if we look at the American charts, you see Nessus at 9 degrees Pisces, Orcus at 9 degrees Virgo. And it so happens that these two are almost exactly in the same place as they were 244 years ago. As it goes, Orcus, that's its orbit around the Sun, takes 244 years. That's why it is almost exactly at the same spot as it was then. Nessus takes 122 years, so Nessus has completed 2 rounds since that birth moment of the American nation in July 1776. So whenever that happens, the planets are back at the same spot they were when we are born. Means they're particularly powerful and highlighted. It so happens that just today these two planets in heliocentric perspective are exactly opposing each other, which is the one and only moment in a 244 year period. So that's why today is a very powerful day in that sense for transmuting dark energies. On the negative side, on the dark side, you could say this also is all the ritual abuse which has been going on in this nation, hidden, well hidden behind curtains and walls, which is now seeping out, coming into the collective's understanding. And as these two planets are exactly opposing each other right now, I mean, this is a very, very slow process, and this will, because they're both very slow moving planets, this process of bringing that into the light is going on for the next few years, still has been going on. We're just kind of at the center point of all that right now. Let me see if there's anything else I wanted to throw in. So yeah, I guess I keep it at that. I will make another video shortly after to speak more about the present situations and the alignments. So keep tuned. Thanks for joining, and I wish you a wonderful day. Knowing what is to come will be so much better. As President Trump said many times, the best is yet to come. It is true. The stars show it very clearly. There's no doubt. As an astrologer, I can give you 100% confirmation on that. So have a lovely day, and keep tuned, and give it a like if you liked it, and join the group. Go to Celestial Rhythms on Facebook. Okay, thank you.